So a few months back, maybe 2 months ago, put out a video talking about the dark side of repaints, reissues, and re-releases. Now, the thing is that I said in there, Fanstoys is the least guilty of this. And now I guess Fanstoys watched that video and they want to be the most guilty of this. But you're watching the Tidarium Hanger, where we talk about vintage modern Star Wars, Transformers video games, and other great things. And today, I'm going to talk to you about this reissue of Quietus with a repaint, and they're going to call it the FT29T. And I do want to say that some of these points I'm about to talk about were discussed on the Realm of Collectors, and I was present for that discussion. And I gotta say, they brought up a lot of good points. And by the way, you should go back and watch that if this interests you, because they went an hour into depth. I'm only going to be going about 10 or 12 minutes into depth. So you go back and watch the Realm of Collectors, because I'm only touching on the points that I feel are relevant to myself and my viewers. You may actually get more out of their long, hour-long discussion, which was very good discussion, by the way. And we're going to discuss what they've already done in regards to the Phoenix, what's going to happen with this Quietus. And before I get into all of that discussion, I want to talk about, well, today's video. I usually don't talk about past videos. Well, I guess it's yesterday's video. But with the Legends scale video, it looks like it was mixed reviews on the Legends scale video. And so, kind of interested in a lot of the feedback that I got on that thing. But I do want to set the record straight on the Legends video that I am actually collecting Legends myself, but there are serious issues that are involved with collecting Legends, and I try to put it out in a comedic way. But comedy seems to be missed sometimes. Anyway, let's get into this and talking about, but before we talk about Quietus, we got to go back in time and talk about Phoenix. So I know I talked about Phoenix till my tongue fell off, but yet it's still there. But Phoenix came out and he was a good figure. He was an awesome figure. I passed on him and did the whole bottom feeder thing where I bought somebody's used, unwanted Back Toys Kronos and gave that Kronos a loving home. I thought I'd be giving a Phoenix a loving home to someone who got tired of it and sold it for cheaper, but I should have known, because Phoenix's price went through the roof. So the first initial release of Phoenix, the price went through the roof to like $400. And when Fanstoys came out with the 10X, and it had a different paint scheme, and I guess the whole thing was painted, as my Fanstoys is not painted, and the whole X is painted with kind of a pearlescent white versus a standard just white plastic. And I gotta say that I've never seen it in person, and I've never seen like a video of side by side or a good enough picture to tell the difference side by side. Now, the first release of Phoenix came out at $220. The X commanded a premium of $260. But then I caught the re-release of the original and I paid $280. I actually got shafted there. So I wished I would have gotten in on the X and just gotten the quote-unquote superior version. But now I'm hearing a lot of people saying they actually like the original better. A couple people have both, and one person had said they like the original better than the X, but they're going to keep both of them anyway, just because one's in robot mode, one's in jet mode. And so the other issues that come with this is the fact that, what do you do if you bought the first one? Like, I bought the Phoenix, right? And now the X is coming out, but I kind of think I like the X. I want the X, but I don't really want two, because not everybody wants two, wants both. So that puts some collectors in a predicament. So what am I going to do? Am I going to buy the new one, decide which one I like the best, and then sell the other one? Or do I just keep both? I mean, those are issues that collectors have to deal with. Now, of course, it helps those who passed on the first one. Like, I passed on the first one, I should have jumped on the second one, jumped on the third, technically, is what I did. But it helps those that are looking at a $400 price point and they go, well, now 260 looks like nothing compared to 400. Let me get this because it's going to go back up to 400 soon before I know it, before I sneeze. The pre-orders are out. So, but that is a truth though. The dark side is that you feel like you're rebuying a figure, or you missed out on the version you want, but then you have this. You're able to get the figure that you missed out on. Now we get into the main discussion of this. Fanstoys Quietus, the Cyclonus, and how we're going to handle that. How that piece and that bit of business is going to be handled. So the first thing I want to discuss is that this is actually a new paint job, but you're not getting more paint than before. You're getting darker, deeper, purpler paint, which is more, I don't know, I can't even say it's more like the X-Transbots. I felt like the X-Transbots nailed the color, but theirs was just colored plastic that had a really nice sheen to it. But then you've got, the Fanstoys one came out and it looks beautiful, but I felt it was a little too light. I actually felt like it was too light. I should go watch my review of that thing and see if I even said that it was too light, because that's how I believe it's too light. And the darker one I think I'll even like better. So, I mean, that's my personal opinion on that one. But it's getting a new paint. But it's not like with the Phoenix had additional paint. Head to toe. This is still the exact amount of paint. So with that, you're getting the same price. So it's not like this thing's going to get a $40 premium on it. This is just going to be the same price as the first one that came out. So the next point I want to bring up is the limited run on this. And this is one of those things that they're not going to make it in this color scheme again, theoretically. Theoretically, this deeper, darker color will not be seen again ever if they reissue it again, if they ever reissue it again. I actually don't think it's a reissue. Maybe I'm a conspiracy theorist. I think these are more figures. They made so many, and they just like they did with the Phoenix X. I don't think they did 3 production runs. I think they did one big fat production run, and they set aside so many and painted them for the X. I think they did the same thing with this, and I think if that all pans out the way I think it pans out, we'll see the original FT29 come out in 6 months. And I don't think it's different production runs. I think Fanstoys does this. It's a leveraging of the market. And that's my belief. Now, I don't have any facts. I can be proven wrong if somebody actually has a fact can prove it. So I can't prove my point, but it's just a gut feeling that I have. But anyway, this limited run, they don't say how many it's going to be. Like it was 1,500 on Phoenix, probably 1,500 on this one. This gives you a second chance to buy this if you missed out. Now, I don't know if you noticed, this thing isn't commanding 400 like Phoenix was, though. It's commanding like 260 and an additional $100. It's $100 more. And $100 extra on a figure, to me, is substantially out of the price range. And this is not even that old of a figure. It's like they just got done releasing it. I feel like it was released... I could go back and check the dates that mine shipped to tell you exactly, but it was 7 or 8 months ago, maybe? It was last year. It was in 2018. So, yeah, 8 months ago? Something along the lines like that. Maybe 9 months. So it wasn't that long ago, and it's completely sold out. Now, they've had other figures that weren't sold out, such as the Rouge is starting to sell out, but Mindwipe's still sitting up there, and it's like all the other figures they released within the 6-month time frame of this one sold out fastest, and then the rest are starting to trickle out of stock down the road. But the fact this sold out fastest, I don't know. Maybe it proves, maybe it is another production run. But anyway, let's move on to the next point. This was a question on the Realm of Collector that I thought was actually pretty good. That maybe if this actually was a secondary production run, it wasn't planned all along, which I still am a conspiracy theorist, think it was planned all along. But if it wasn't a second production run, then distribution, maybe this is a distraction from the fact that there's some holdups to their combiners. You know, this was a viewer question on there. But yeah, it seems like there's a holdup on their combiners. Although they're putting them out, and it feels like they're coming out, you know, pretty quickly, that we still have no clue how those things go together. Like, with Zeta, at least, we sort of had an idea of what was going on with Zeta. But then again, that's partially because of the Bruticus situation. And then Bruticus partially because of the Toy World constructor. But here we are with Fanstoys and zero history of combiners. Zero, well, high expectations because it's Fanstoys. And so, could this truly be a distraction? That's an interesting question that was brought up. And then, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy this. I went ahead and clicked pre-order because I really think it's going to sell out fast. By the time I touch on this again in the news, for those who just don't watch this one video, I'm going to see, that's going to be my point, is it sold out by then? And the only place that I've even seen it for pre-order right now is TF Source. Maybe they're just the first, or maybe they're the exclusive, who knows? But that's an interesting question there. I'm going to have to troll the other sites and see if I see it showing up there. But I'm going to get it, I'm going to compare it to the first edition, and I'm going to compare it to the X-Transbots version, and then I'm going to decide which one I like better and probably sell the other one. But then again, I might keep them both, just because this is a character that you could have multiples of, and there's good excuses for that because of his armada. And really, there's not a whole lot of bad guys in the Season 3 only Decepticons to put on a shelf. You have to kind of mix in some other figures. I guess mix in figures or Decepticons that survived the great 1986 movie. But anyway, I want to also give a quick shout out to a newer YouTuber who has been putting together some really cool videos, and his name, he goes by MWAL, and there'll be a link in the description so you can check his videos out. But he does some stop motion and thought it was pretty cool. So, hey, give it a check out. MWAL. So like, subscribe, leave me some comments on what you think about Quietus. Titanium Hanger out.